Hello, everyone. Jessica, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for the Chronicles of Chiron, the Lion, the Witch, and the Healer. My name is Christopher, the AstroMedium. This is
Welcome to Tanzo Medium, spiritual teacher and healer. And of course, I am so excited to be here
I
tonight.
am so excited to be here with you as well, as always. And tonight we are going to be talking about a very hot topic in the metaphysical and healing communities. So, of course, for those of you who are just joining us or who do not know what we do, both of us are psychic mediums. We are also very metaphysical, witchy, spiritual in our own way. We want to help those of you who are healing, who are processing a lot of trauma, and we also are going to be talking about a lot of ascension symptoms. So, some of the ascension symptoms that we are experiencing right now, and if you're not familiar with what an ascension symptom is, just go over to Google and just type that in, and don't be overwhelmed by the amount of information that comes at you. But needless to say, there's a lot of fatigue happening right now. Go ahead.
Well, go back in our videos, go back in our archives. I dare
Yes.
you to go back to video one and we talk about ascension symptoms.
Yes, so this is what we cover every week. So, ascension symptoms, a lot of them are just results of energy upgrading and the process of purging and letting go, but a lot of that has to do with healing. So, the reason that this also centers around Chiron, Chiron is the wounded healer in astrology, and we are all about transmuting our pain into power. So, a lot of the ascension symptoms we're experiencing right now are a lot of fatigue, head pressure, dizziness, lightheadedness. There's still some digestive issues that are going on, heart palpitations, but people are starting to revisit some old traumas, memories, and habits that are coming back with a vengeance. And this is not to punish you or to make your life miserable. It's coming back because these things need to be revisited because there are themes that your soul and your higher self are wanting to play out. So if you smoke the cigarette again, are you going to shame yourself or are you going to love yourself? So there's choices that can be had. And so some of these ascension symptoms are due to energies that are ready to purge and leave, but a lot of it has to do with increased Schumann resonance and solar wind activity that has been happening on April 16th, just a day or so before we had the first quarter moon. It was because I'm very sensitive to moon phases. Okay. So, and you can be as well. Your Mars is in Cancer. My rising is in Cancer. So, moon phases affect us in different ways, but they do affect us for sure. But in astrology, but we have been experiencing increased solar wind activity, which upgrades our DNA, which agitates our auric field, if you will, and this can cause a lot of achiness, stiffness. So a lot of you are feeling it up here in the neck area, in the upper back, in the joints, the knees. There are things that are inflaming, things that you may have wounded yourself 20 years ago. That spot's hurting right now because there's trauma, and that trauma gets aggravated by these light codes, if you will, sent here by this increased solar wind activity. But that also increases the Schumann resonance, which is the resonance that is emitted from the earth, or it's the vibration of Mother Earth. And that has been spiking. Sometimes it'll spike and it'll come back down a little bit. It's been pretty steady staying up. And so those of us are going to feel that. Okay, they are making me feel a few things here. Hold on just a second.
The heart palpitations, especially, and I'm also hearing, we are becoming more like light beings. That is our ascension, our transformation. So we are holding a higher frequency, and that really goes into what we wanted to discuss tonight, which is a lot about sound healing. And I love sound healing. I
Yeah.
love
And
music, and you can use it in so many different ways. And so the frequencies that we're getting and tuning to sound healing.
Yes, because just like we said, there's light codes, but we're going to talk about sound tonight. But sound is light, just vibrating at a slower frequency. So we're really talking about the same thing, but the sound is a little bit denser and a little bit and resonates with certain frequencies more. So there's a lot of like hand numbness, tingling, and aching going on in the feet as well. So there are energies trying to come out, and there are energies presenting themselves. And so a lot of people, I get a lot of questions asking, how do you make these ascension symptoms go away, or how do you make it more bearable? And depending on how I feel about the person when I tune into their energy, I let them know, but what I'm feeling at that time. But sound is an amazing way to move energy and tune your system and also clear your energy as well. So I have a lot of experience using sound. Sound is something that I'm very tuned to. And I notice a lot of difference when I use a singing bowl, for instance. Okay. And of course, this one's obviously for the solar plexus chakra. There are singing bowls that vibrate with the different chakras. This is one I like the tone of it. Oh, yeah, baby. That frequency, when you get that started like that pure tone, this helps to tune like a tuning fork and helps to create a vibration that you can, during meditation or through some type of healing work, tune to that. What is your experience with sound tools or sound? Because there's an umbrella here. We could put a lot of things under that. We can put music under this.
So I use so many different things with sound. I actually add many of them in to my healing and also into my ceremonies. So when I lead a ceremony, I'm going to use my crystal crown chakra bowl, and so you're not only tuning to the frequency, but you're also tuning to the actual quartz crystal.
Oh, yes.
Also use my shamanic drum. I love using my drum.
Yes, the drum is perfect. And for those of you who aren't aware about the drum is the rhythm of the drum helps to put you into deeper states of consciousness, but the actual vibration of it has its own, the sound wave itself is its own frequency that tunes you to a certain state of mind.
It can take you into journey. And for those of us who have had plant medicine on our system, I have seen it reactivated through the drumming that I do. So sometimes in ceremonies, that energy gets really intense to that drumming sound and people go deep right on in. So if you've done shamanic journeying, drumming is a great way to travel through the realms through shamanic drumming. And so I use that in my ceremonies often, and I love it as a meditation tool. But just music, and also I love chanting, even if it's just for.
Chanting, yes.
But I love like doing a chant and getting like using my full breath for a certain amount of time. Like,
Well, a lot of people in the healing community, because you've got the spiritual people, and then you've got the psychological people, and then you've got the people who are both, kind of like us. And I really resonate with a lot of when we talk about vagal tone or the vagus nerve. This is something I had to learn the hard way about during my Kundalini awakening. What was going on down here and why my vagus nerve was being fried. But there was when I've done so much research on it, and they talk about chanting, but just singing. Singing can help to heal the vagal tone or increase vagal tone so that there's a stronger connection in the parasympathetic nervous system, I believe. So singing, chanting, you're creating a vibration with your body. You don't even need anything else. But there are other objects like your singing bowl, like these types of singing bowls. There's crystal bowls, singing bowls, tuning forks. There's a myriad of tools out there that, yeah, go ahead.
no, I was just going to say, you know how I work when I get healing. I use my voice as a healing.
Mhm. Well, and the body, I believe that your body is naturally calling you to do that. Kind of like when you get slapped or your body, there's a A
It's
vocal
just
response.
true. It is the healer.
Mhm. That's helping to move the energy, like crying or yelling, or there's different ways of expressing things, and of course, sound has a lot to do with that. But I have worked with a lot of people who have used sound waves, even in hertz frequencies. That's very popular right now. Just putting on some music in the background and it's playing a certain frequency.
You can find it the hertz because I'll use it in my ceremonies also, like the music. You can find those on Spotify for the hertz for each chakra.
Yes, it's so because part of healing is not only moving energy, but tuning you to a new energy so that that's part of the process, and music does that. If we want to go way back and we just want to be real simple about this, music of all kinds will do that. That's why music usually makes you feel better or can put you in a specific state of mind, even if it's not no words. Even if it's very basic and instrumental, there are just aspects to frequency in motion like that puts you into different places and can allow different experiences or old traumas, emotions, rewiring of the brain to happen faster because it's helping your shift into a new frequency happen easier.
Yeah.
What you think about that? So, well, go
What
ahead.
Spirit was guiding me to talk about while we're talking was, if you all want to try some frequencies at home, and you can go look up the hertz, but walk through each chakra. It's a great way to go through like each tune, and rather than knowing where you need to start, like start at the bottom, work your way up with them, just with doing them and using them as a meditation. It's a great way to start. Some people are really uncomfortable chanting.
Right, yes, they are.
You know,
And
it's
it really helps open the throat chakra and to move that energy that can get stuck here.
yes, yes. And I'm finding that a lot now, and the movement of energy that we're finding, because all of the movement of energy through each chakra, through sound, and they're connecting it like even through like tantric movement.
Hmm.
The breath is a sound.
Yes.
Like that's so important and so central.
Well, I have, yeah, there's also, they're chimes. I can't remember what kind of chimes they are. They're the two discs on the other end of the string, and you just let them hit each other. And I've had readers and healers use that around my body, kind of like this. And I mean, you can kind of feel a shift happening because you've got some kind of energy going on here and it's breaking up that energy because it's such a powerful, not just a loud piercing sound, just a powerful pure frequency. And that's what these sounds help to do. And you're also activating, if you are into interdimensional work, you're activating the eighth dimension or the seventh dimension, excuse me. And this is where it's more pure. So your sound, in what I have read and what I have researched, definitely has an effect on the physical body because your cells will tune to that frequency, right? Just as they tune to your negative thoughts as well. So it helps to break that up. But it's also sending and resonating with all of the versions of you that exist in other dimensions as well. Your multidimensional being is affected by sound healing, if you want to put it that way. And
It's a way of bringing it all back to the here and now, like into one space. What they just showed me was all of the vibrations and all of those dimensions, and it was like I'm bringing them together.
yeah, kind of like tuning your guitar strings. You're getting them all where they need to be, and that way the sound is more harmonious. Your internal experience is more harmonious as well. Have you ever used tuning forks?
A little bit.
They're very interesting to
Not
me.
in my work, but I have healers I know that use them, and so I've used them a little bit, but not a lot.
Yeah, at Eclipse, at where I work, they have tuning forks for each chakra, and you take it and you have a little mallet and you hit it and it just goes zzz, and it's not loud like the singing bowls. They're not loud, but you're supposed to take the other end, kind of this pointy side, and just put it right where the chakra is, and it helps to just tune that chakra up. And I just think the whole idea is very interesting. I can't say I've had that much experience with tuning forks, but I get it. The whole idea is to tune frequencies, because in physics, it's resonance, but it's two frequencies that are close enough together, they will conjoin and they'll create a larger frequency. And so there's science behind this. It's not just it doesn't have to be looked at as woo woo or metaphysical or spiritual. It's really a physical adjustment that's happening using sound. There are sounds that can send you into a panic. There are sounds that can, so sound is very powerful and has a strong effect on our body, and definitely our auric field as well. And that's why singing, for instance, they always say people who are happy in their heart, I'm from the South, and these women have all these sayings, and I sing a lot. And I do notice that when I'm in a good mood, I'm singing more. So it's interesting that they said that, but they're like, oh, people who have joy in their heart. Oh, here I do the accent too. People who have joy in their heart, they sing all the time. You got joy in your heart, and I was like, yeah, I do. Of course, I've been through things as well, but I noticed that when I feel that joy, I am more likely to sing. But I also realized that sometimes I sing on purpose now, because I know that it's lifting my vibration and it's moving something, even if I don't know what it is. It's getting something moving, kind of like going for a run. So there is internal or bodily sound that can be used. But then, of course, the external tools I think are amazing. There is a book called, I can't remember her name. Gosh, I can't believe I just blanked. Cromwell. Her last name is Cromwell. So if someone wants to ask me about this at some point, please do. Her last name is Cromwell. She's written a book and it's about sound creating shapes and things like that. But she has this machine, and I saw her here in Atlanta. I went to a seminar and at my job that she was at, and she's got this plate or this little um, pad or disc that you put your feet on, and it emits certain frequencies into your entire body to create healing. And they have taken lab samples of like cancer cells and things like that. The machine is expensive as hell. Okay. So, and she wasn't there to sell the machine, she was there to sell the book. Okay. Because the machine she just had, but the book is about this research and about this work. And I really was impressed by it, but I also just understood this is the same machine that when they put tap water, a cup of tap water onto the machine, they took samples of it, and you should have seen the beautiful shapes it was making. However, you can do the same thing with water when you pray over it or when you intend over it as well. So it does change the molecular or crystals. There are different things that can change the molecular structure of water, but the sound will do it automatically. You can see it moving the water, so it's obviously moving it physically, but that movement is causing a reorganization and a recalibration of all of the molecules. So, what is that doing to your body?
It's raising the frequency. I mean,
Yes, if you have a better tone going, you have more harmony in the system, the brain is working in more tandem, you're able to access.
chakras, like they're all just like whoop, 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 like opening with the vibration. It's wild.
And there's a lot again that can fit under this. So you've got just music you love listening to, and then you have music that's instrumental. Then you have hertz frequencies. You have chimes. You've got crystal bowls, singing bowls, tuning forks, chanting. I mean, just saying om. I mean, you can feel it once you really get into it when you're doing Kundalini yoga and when you're doing specific types of meditation, Tibetan chanting and things like that, or you're going with the old Ayurvedic way of doing things. I mean, you can feel that humming and that buzzing in your whole body, and it's resonating at different chakric levels.
It helps you to get comfortable using your voice too, but even the like that is going to help you to at least get used to that and then holding it longer, in some way activating because it does vibrate through the entire system.
And I think sound is not only healing, it's clearing, which I guess can heal, but you can use sound waves as part of your daily clearing ritual. You could, well, we're not really supposed to be burning sage anymore. It's not the cool thing because, so burning some type of herbs around your body, that's one way to do it. Taking a crystal salt bath. I mean, there's different ways to clear your energy. If you're like me, I have a lot of third eye mental activity. So I'm very mentally driven. And so I can clear my system with my mind if I want to, but there are ways to help do it faster. And I think sound has been something I have experienced and really seen a difference with. And I want to immerse myself more in that. I'm going to get more singing bowls. I do want to try tuning forks at some point. I mean, these are things that I think we can use them at home, and they really have such a strong, there are a lot of healing techniques that may require someone else or may take a little bit of time. Sound healing, however that is for you, it's quick and it shows up pretty quickly.
So I am similar to Christopher, where I use my intent, I use my mind to clear my energy, and I do that every day. But for an example of ways that I might use sound healing each day is usually when I sit in meditation, it's a song that is gonna like really be something I feel, not just music in the background, but it's something that I feel so that I'm in tune with that music in my meditation. And then I'm able to get messages drop in.
Yeah.
When I do my rituals on my own or in my ceremonies, like whether it's for me or in a ceremony, those weekly or monthly rituals, I'm typically using my sound bowls and my drumming and incorporating chanting in. And I incorporate chanting in maybe not every day, but often throughout the week. So those are just examples how I bring it in. When I do my healing work, I just go with what spirit guides me. I might use a wand, I might use the drum, the sound healing, my vocal healing, because that's come forward a lot. I use different ways. Those are different ways that I use it. And I love hearing just so many. Well, and Christopher, you're a musician, so your music alone is healing.
Yes, and it's actually, you brought me back to another point because when you were talking about all this, I'm like, you're definitely going to tune to frequency and music in an emotional way because your moon is in Pisces, and that very much, and my sun is in the 12th house, which there's a tendency toward that mystical frequency resonance there too, but moon in Pisces for sure. You're going to pull that energy in and you're definitely going to resonate with that. But speaking of Pisces, Janae Aiko is one of my favorite singers. She's an amazing singer songwriter. I think she's rising in Pisces, sun in Pisces, moon in Pisces, Mercury in Pisces. Yeah, it's wild. So she's very sensitive, very highly sensitive, empathic, psychic. If you listen to her music, it's very spiritual. She has a song called Ascension. I mean, so she is she's really helping get that message out there. But her latest album called Chilombo, if anyone wants to go check that out, not only is it a beautiful album, it's got some ratchet music on there for you. It's got some really healing music for you, very emotional. But every song has singing bowls in the background that are tuned to specific hertz frequencies. So each song has a healing, sound healing component to it. It is amazing. Yeah. So this is starting to come into, I mean, this is when you're listening to Janae Aiko sing about, back up on my bullshit, back up on a scene. And you're like, oh, you don't even realize that there's singing bowls in the background and that there is some type of sound healing going on beyond just the electronic sounds that are used to make the music. It's got actual hertz frequencies in it. So you're listening to modern day R&B station and there's sound healing happening. So this is, I think, going to continue, and such a easy way to do that. because sound is so, just like light. Sound is light, but sound is so something that we understand and resonate with, and it just happens so fast. That's what really, what I have witnessed is just the changes that occur from it so quickly. So many ways that you can use sound, and there's no wrong way to do it, but I encourage people to do research or do. Of course, we're going to say find what calls to you. Some people don't like that. They're like,
I just keep
but
hearing, just sing, just sing, just
yeah, start with just singing. But some people, I'm hearing a lot of Virgo voices around me.
sing.
So going, I'm not a good singer. You need to tell me what the rules are. There is a good way and a bad way. There are people who very strongly like that. So if I were someone trying to get into this, start with hertz frequencies. Start with music, but start with hertz frequencies and maybe chanting. But I think singing bowls are really, there's nothing intimidating about this. It's so easy, and you are active in it. You hit it, but you have to come on now, and you can really get this sucker going.
Yeah.
And it just offers that really pure tone, and it's like an active meditation, even just doing this. But then you've got this sound that can help guide you into that place you want to go. And some of those places are difficult places. Some of them are completely blank mind meditation. Some of them are actually taking you, because if you have blockages in your solar plexus where there's trauma, there's energy that is accumulating there that's ready to purge. This could actually, as it's tuning your solar plexus chakra, it will activate those traumas and densities that are not of that frequency to release. So consider yourself warned, but consider yourself healed once it's over with. And if that is not funny enough, stop it. Now
Oh,
they're ringing my ears. So that's another thing that is going on right now. There's a lot of ear ringing going on. And usually when I'm in a,
that's coming online. I'm seeing it. It's amazing.
it is just people are going, oh my God, I'm hearing, and they're not just hearing that high pitch ringing. Like I just heard a high pitch ringing,
Like,
toned.
well, that and like people telling me it sounds like there's a TV on, but there's no TV on. I'm like,
Yes, their clairaudience is opening, but this has to do with the shifts that
what?
are happening within the glandular system.
And we're close on time here, but I do want to say you have something about you said with trauma here. And those are like when you're doing your sound healing and things like that pop up, that's when you reach out to a healer to help guide you through that trauma if it's coming up and you're not sure how to handle it. Because as we talk about it, in the many things that we do, integrating back in the pieces that you're healing is tough. Anchor's a bitch.
And it can take a long time.
Reach out if you need
And
help.
if you're not sure what works best for you, if it would be sound, if it would be something more physical, that's where we would take a look at your astrological natal chart and see. If I saw your natal chart, I would immediately go to sound and music and theater, okay? Acting something out, because we've got Leo, we've got Pisces, we've got Cancer. So we've got a lot of that energy in you that is wanting to be expressed. But physical healing is also something, movement in the body. So you can get into kind of these like warrior states. Okay, this is your rising in Aries. So where there's the physical body can handle it, it wants it needs to move. My rising in Cancer, I'm someone where my physical body's going to need more of the frequency, okay, where my energies are showing up in different ways. So, like your sun is Leo, my Mars is Leo. My rising is Cancer, your Mars is Cancer. So, there's just some different stuff going on. So, we might need it. Astrology is just a way for you to understand, here's what I'll need for something in an emotional way. Here's what I'll need to heal the body. Here's what I'll need to heal this mental energy. So astrology can give you that. And then, of course, if you are experiencing something that's really heavy and intense, there are people that, like us, who can help move that energy for you, because we're empaths. So our energy will do that anyway. Okay. Trust us. It is a curse. So use us.
I
So,
love healing work. It is my
oh
favorite.
yeah, I know. Yeah, of course. And we're called to it because we've done so much of it. Okay. So, but because it's working and we know it's showing up, and I mean, we got to get the word out.
I went through it this past weekend. Like I had stuff that
Me
came
too.
up. It was like, and then I
Well, April 16th, we had a huge influx of solar wind activity that spiked the Schumann resonance. And then we had the first quarter moon, and that, just like the new moon and the full moon, quarter moons also have a very strong energy to them. So it was a lot this past weekend. So
so know that we understand, and you had even said like there were things that came up that you didn't want to see. I was like, you got that right. I do not. Nope. We're here for it. We're here for it. If you need help, we've been through it, and that's how we can talk about it.
yeah, so we're going through these things as well. You know, we might be ahead of the curve, but we're just all we're doing is standing way up there, letting everyone know this is the direction to go. We'll go first. If anyone gets killed, it's us, but we're still alive. Keep going.
I know that there are 10 other curves because there's all more. Hey, what do you have going on this week?
So I have astrology class going on. So if you are interested in astrology or learning astrology from a spiritual perspective, or a metaphysical perspective, I should say, you should join me every Wednesday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. I am the in-house intuitive astrologer for Eclipse over Roswell here in Atlanta, Georgia. Also, if you'd like to book a reading with me, I am booked up until May. So I keep getting a lot of people messaging me, do you have any openings? I'm not lying when I tell you that I'm booked up. Okay. So please, if you want to book a reading with me, go to my website, www.chrystopherwithayMedium.com. The schedule on there is up to date, it's current, it's correct, period. So, so Jessica, I think you're having some similar issues going on as well, I'm hearing.
I am. My schedule is correct when you take a look at my schedule. If you are wanting to book with me, I would suggest going ahead and getting booked. You can follow me at the Jessica Tanzel on Instagram and TikTok. You can book with me at the jessicatanzel.com. And my moon ceremony is this Saturday night. If you're local to Louisville, I hope you come out for a full moon ceremony Saturday night at 7. It will be in the Highlands in my new space. So I'm
Very
excited
good.
to have you out to celebrate the full moon and really honor our release and our manifesting. So you'll
Period.
find that on my website.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining us tonight. We will see you all for another episode of Chronicles of Chiron, the Lion, the Witch, and the Healer next week here on Soulfire at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Be there.
Or be square.
Period.
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 All right. I love you guys. See you later.
Bye.